What does it mean to see fire in one's dream? The element of fire in a dream represents might. Fire in a dream also means love. A product that is touched by fire in the process of its manufacturing or cooking in a dream means arguments and disputes. In a dream, fire also signifies glad tidings, a warning, war, chastisement, power, imprisonment, losses, sins, or blessings. If one sees a blazing fire with sparks shooting in every direction and burning in the forest and raging with tumultuous noise and uproar in a dream, it means insubordination, civic disorder, or an adversity through which many people will die. If one sees fire burning inside his own heart in a dream, it means love or depression caused by separation from one's beloved. Seeing two burning bushes trying to consume one another in a dream represents two armies fighting one another. If the two burning bushes remain intact and yield no loss in the dream, then they represent trials and adversities in the place where they are seen. Whichever of the two fires is closer to a water source in the dream means that such an army is more liable to a voluntary retreat or submission. If the water flows and extinguishes that fire in the dream, it also means that the water will be debilitated and consequently consumed. The more black smoke a fire produces in one's dream, the greater is the danger and consequent sufferings. If one kindles a fire in the night for people to see their way through in a dream, it means that he will acquire a knowledge, and with it, he will help people through their life, admonish and guide them. If one sees himself kindling a fire on the road during the daylight in a dream, it means that he will embark on the road of innovation and misleading others. If one sees a fire during a daylight time in a dream, it means war and adversities. If it is seen during the night hours, then it means peace and guidance. If one sees himself worshipping the fire in a dream, it means that he loves wars, or follows satanic allurements. Warming oneself up from a nearby fire during a cold day in a dream means becoming rich. Eating fire in a dream means swindling orphans' property or earning suspicious and unlawful money. If one is condemned to die in the fire in a dream, it means imprisonment. If one enters hell fire then comes out of it in a dream, it means that he will ultimately enter paradise. If one sells hell and buys paradise in a dream, it means that he will sell a business involving the use of fire, such as a bathhouse, a bakery, or a forgery, and invest his money in a farm or vice versa. This also may represent his deeds in the world and his reward in the hereafter. Entering hell fire to pay for one's sins in a dream means financial losses or committing abominable actions that warrant such sufferings. If one sees hell fire with his own eyes in a dream, it means that he should be wary about his legal standing, or that he should be careful regarding the ruler or governor of that town. Entering hell fire and tasting its punishment in a dream also means suffering from adversities. Seeing a group of people standing around a fire in a dream means blessings. Discovering a burning bush in a wilderness and finding solace in taking refuge near it in a dream means dispelling one's fears and reaching safety. If one is touched by a fire, and if it does him no harm or burn him in the dream, it means that someone will fulfill a promise he made to him. If a fire burns inside a granary in a dream, it means hiking prices. Whatever product a fire burns in a dream means high demand for it and rising prices. If one sees a stove burning with no food in the pot in the dream, it means that the head of the household is engaged in some futile activities and he could suffer because of them. If one sees a governor kindling a fire, and if it keeps smothering, then if it dies off in the dream, it means that he will be dismissed from his office and that his fire will be extinguished. Seeing a burning torch with no smoke hanging in front of one's door in a dream means attending the pilgrimage season during that year, or remodeling one's house, or it could mean getting married. Burning one's fingers in a dream represents an unjust person, or it could mean changing the contents of a book or committing perjury. Seeing fire lit in the palm of one's hand in a dream means cutting ends in one's trade to save money or voluntary violation of the code of a trade. Seeing fire inside one's mouth in a dream means distress. Willingly entering hell fire in a dream represents one's love and attachment to the world and its pleasures. A raging fire in one's house or town in a dream means war and destruction. If it is a roaring and a blazing fire in the dream, then it means plagues and mass destruction. If it has no noise in the dream, then it means the spread of a new disease. If one sees a fire falling from the skies in a dream, it means greater calamities. If it causes no harm in the dream, then it means a verbal abuse with no lasting consequences. If one sees a fire rising into the skies in a dream, it means that the people of that locality are challenging God Almighty's decrees with arrogance and indulging themselves in abominable sins and insubordination. Kindling a fire to bring warmth to a group of people in a dream means starting a community project that will benefit several people including oneself. Kindling a fire to broil some meat in a dream means starting a conversation to backbite and slander someone. Eating from such broiled meat in the dream means earnings, distress and feeling heavy-hearted. If a fire burns one's garment or causes burns to his skin in a dream, it means a calamity that will befall him or a member of one's family who is represented by that particular limb. To bring live coal into one's house in a dream means stealing money or acquiring unlawful profits. If one is struck by the heat of a blaze and feels its glare over his face in a dream, it means becoming subject to people's slander, jealousy and backbiting. To stand by the light of a fire in a dream means becoming close to someone in authority. If a fire comes out of one's house in a dream, it means a political appointment, a business, strength, or knowledge of one's trade. If one sees a radiant light brightening the skies from the east to the west in a dream, it means fame, recognition and knowledge, or a discovery one will become famous because of it. If one's wife is pregnant, and if he sees a fire coming out of his head to brighten the entire house in a dream, it means that his wife will beget a son who will grow to be a renowned man of knowledge and piety. A fire lighting one's house in a dream also means that one's wife will get pregnant. Kindling a fire on top of a mountain in a dream means seeking nearness to God Almighty by making offerings, giving charities and increasing one's devotion. Consequently, all of one's needs will surely be satisfied. If one who sees this dream is on a journey, it represents his safe return to his home. Sitting inside a fire and suffering no harm in a dream means working for, or associating with the ruler of the city or country. It also means becoming the ruler's confidant or intimate friend. Fire in the desert in a dream means war. Setting people on fire in a dream means creating division and enmity between them. To stand in the fire, feeling cool and comfortable in a dream represents one's truthfulness, sincerity, faith and certitude, and it means victory over his enemies. A dying fire in a dream means suppressing a commotion, or containing a troublesome matter that could endanger one's community or life. If a fire that is lighting one's house is extinguished in a dream, it means the death of the father, the husband or a child. An extinguished fire in a dream also signifies the death of the governor, or a great scholar, or a renowned sheikh in that city. Fire in a dream also means a robbery. Fire with no smoke in a dream represents spirits or jinns, for they are created from a smokeless fire. It also represents drought, locusts or a calamity. If a fire is extinguished by rain in a dream, it means poverty or loss of one's job. If one sees a fire talking to him from inside an earthenware jar or from inside a pitcher or any container in a dream, it means that an evil spirit has possessed one's son or daughter. A destructive fire in a dream represents an unjust ruler. If people can benefit from such a fire, it means that he is a just and a righteous ruler or governor. Fire in the wintertime in a dream means fruits. Eating fire in a dream means eating from a golden or a silver plate, or drinking from a golden or a silver cup. It also means poverty and need.